All right, welcome to the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I'm your host, John. And if you could, please hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us. And boy, it was a busy day in the world of sports on Tuesday, right? NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, baseball in full throw. Let's talk about the game of the night. The Indiana Pacers. They have more lives than a cat. They came back from 7 points down in the last 50 seconds to win a 120, 119 thriller. Halliburton hit a three with 1.1 seconds left. He rebounded his own miss at the free throw line, ran out to the outside the arc and hit it, dagger in the heart. Pacers take a 2-0 lead on the heavy favorite. I think they were minus 800 in this series at the start of it. And they got a big hole. Uh, You know, I didn't really think Indiana had a chance, but boy, 2-0 going to home. Miles Turner, 23, 8 and 8. Mitchell for Cleveland, 48, 9 and 4. 4 steals. Just played a great game. They had a 7-point lead with 50 seconds left. And listen to this stat. Since 1997, playoff teams have won only 3 of 1,643 games in the playoffs when trailing by at least 7 with 50 seconds left. I mean, whoa, that's like 0.00015. Jesus, wow. You know, I always wonder, and obviously I'm not that smart. Things happen. But if you're up by 7, that's 3 possessions at the minimum. You know, I mean, I know people foul. It's not like they let you run out the clock, but I always wonder about the Magic play where he had the ball and he just threw it to the rafters. I mean, literally, I wonder why teams don't do that more because that takes off at least 5, 6 seconds. You throwing the ball straight up in the air. I mean, these guys can throw it a long way, right? Oh, well, Cleveland, you got your work cut out for you. Coach of the Year, Kenny Atkinson. Let's see if you can earn those accolades. Golden State, first game against Minnesota, won 99 to 88, but there is alarm in the land of the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry has a hamstring injury, and he is going to get an MRI today. Something to really worry about. If you can remember back to the 19 World Championship, Kevin Durant had a hamstring injury, and I was up in the Bay Area back then, and the media and the fans shamed Durant to go in and play that series against Toronto, and he blew out his Achilles heel. That's the big factor you have to worry about. To me, they know what they're doing, but man, the Achilles, we're learning now with sports science that the hamstring goes straight there, and that is one of the reasons that they're so safety oriented around the hamstring. I mean, the Achilles, you're out for 15 months. That's something I think when Kevin Durant had a chance to go back to Golden State at the trade deadline, I think that was the big reason he didn't. I think he feels like the Golden State management kind of strung him out and put him on a cross and shamed him into going out there, and he lost a year of his career. And I don't want to hear people go, well, he still got paid. You know what? You're right. He did get paid, but he lost 2,000 points. He lost 800 rebounds. He lost 600 assists. At the end of the day, when his career's done, those numbers are going to matter to him. And he's earned those numbers. And, I guess we're just going to see how it all comes out. Let's talk about the NHL. We're going to talk a little more about that probably today with Brother Scott. He's my NHL expert. And the Hurricanes, in a dominant win, barely squeaked out the win in overtime. They outshot the Capitals 33 to 14. They were dominant, They just couldn't get it through in regulation. Overtime, Jacob Slavin hits the goal winner with 3.5 minutes into overtime to win it. And Edmonton, in the nightcap, came from behind, fifth straight comeback in the playoffs to win. They haven't won the first time in a calendar year they have won the first game of a series. Wow, that's pretty insane. And Edmonton only allowed one shot on goal in the second period. They really clamped down the defense. I didn't think they were able to. So they come away with a 4-2 win over the Golden Knights in the first game of that series, and we'll see how everything else progresses. I will say, before the playoffs, I took Colorado. Scott took Edmonton. Kudos to Scott. He seemed like he knew what he was doing. I wish he would have told me that a little sooner so I could have bet him instead of Colorado. God dang it. God dang that little lucky sucker. All right, let's get to Major League Baseball. And we have the Nationals beat the Guardians 10-9. And Lopez, the starting pitcher for the Washington Nationals, is 5-0. Now he's got a 5.82 ERA, so we're not going to get we're not going to go Paul Skeens on it, but that's still pretty impressive. The Marlins, in literally what might be the upset of the year, beat the Dodgers 5-4 in the 10th inning. Yeah, wow, who would have thought that was coming? Dodgers 24-12. Rangers beat the Red Sox 6-1. Evaldi, in a coming back to Boston, his former home, got the win. He's 3-2 with a 2.03 ERA. Red Sox are 9-9 at home, 18-19 on the year. Man, oh man, what are you doing to me? They want to rip your heart out with a spoon. Phillies beat the Rays 8-4. Zach Wheeler 3-1, 3.3 ERA. Thought he might be a little better. He is the monster there. Yankees 12-3 over the Padres. Cruz got the win, 1-0 with a 1.37 ERA. Guardians in the nightcap came back to beat the Nationals 9-1. Reds lost to the Braves 2-1. Braves are almost at 500, 17-18. Iglesias got the win. He's 2-2. Orioles lost to the Twins, and man, I'm going to talk to Brother Brian about this. The Orioles, 6 years ago, decided to go the way that the Astros did and tear everything to the ground. Keep losing, keep losing, keep losing. I saw a statistic in 17, 18, and 19. They lost more games than the year they started out 0-21. Try and get your head around that. And they have done a great job of drafting, but man, they need some pitching. I mean, they really need some pitching. They are it's like a softball team over there. And like Brian has pointed out, they haven't signed any of the stud kids to a long-term contract. Where's Rushman? Good luck he walks out the door. All right, Twins beat the Orioles 9-1. And the White Sox lost to the Royals. Royals are the hottest team nobody is even talking about. They won 4-3. Astros lose to the Brewers. Giants beat the Cubs. They had a King Kong inning where I think they scored 11 runs. And 14-5 is the final there. Cardinals, they're actually making some ground. Won 2 doubleheaders in the last week. They beat the Pirates 2-1. And the Pirates, for all the expectations for Paul Skeens, for everything else, they're 12-25. I feel for you, Pittsburgh. I really do. Paul Skeens got the loss. He's 3-4 with a 2.77 ERA. No kidding. Good luck, man. You give up 2 runs and look, it's a loss. Angels finally breaking out a little. Beat the Blue Jays 8-3. Diamondbacks beat the Mets 5-1. Diamondbacks 19-17. And in the final game of the day, Mariners beat the Athletics 5-3. Mariners are actually playing really good baseball. I seen this game, though, last year. They were 12 games over 500. Right now, they're 7 games over 500. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Sorry. Cal Riley hit a 2-run homer in the 9th to get the win. Sorry. I've seen this story before. We'll see. We'll see where we are in September. That's why they play all the games. If you could hit that like and subscribe button, it means a lot to us. And we'll see you soon on Off the Rails.